from Sibonga, St. Lawrence Island.
St. Lawrence Island is located in the northern Bering Sea. Its western shores come within 30 miles of the Chukotka Peninsula of Russia. The island lies approximately 135 miles southwest of Nome, Alaska. St. Lawrence Island is home to Siberian Yupik Eskimos, who have gotten their sustenance from the sea and the land for thousands of years. At one time, as many as 10,000 people lived in villages around the island. Today, only the villages of Gambell and Savunga remain, with about 700 people each. Their lives are intimately tied to the sea and the land. They depend upon fish, marine mammals and birds, greens and berries for their cultural, spiritual, and physical well-being.
It's getting scary to eat food from the ocean because there's lots of cancer killing my people.
Annie Aloha, Yupik elder from the St. Lawrence Island community of Savunga, served as a health aide in her village of Savunga for 25 years.
For a long time, you've been concerned about the military site at Northeast Cape. Would you tell us a little bit about what you know about the place before the military came?
That Northeast Cape was a very clean place, and we used to hunt and picked up but the greens and everything there. Very clean place. Now we're even scared to pick up one little piece because we don't know if it's healthy thing to pick it up or an enemy to us. I should say, because everything there must be part of it contaminated already there, because by the wind blowing and animals tracking, maybe human even tracked it. The people that stays there are catching this cancer, including me. But I am still going to fight until the last day of my breath.
At one point you told me that the fish hadn't returned to the river. Would you tell me a little bit?
River that we used to have lots of fish that we walked on the beach, you know, on the edge. What it happens was the bulldozer, I think, hit one of the drums up there. We've seen those drums, and that drum, 5,000 gallon runs, and the ice was yellow, and the seals were yellow, birds were yellow from the oil. All the fish was killed. In springtime it happens.
From your experience as a village health aide, would you talk a little bit about the changes in the health that you've seen over the years?
Well, I should say that most all, when I just think about, you know, when I lay down and think about the people that stays there, and I thought about most all the people that stays there, seems like they're the worst ones who catch it.
Who have the cancer?
Cancer kills them. God, I never used to hear the cancer or anything like that before until they built that site. Seems like right after they built that thing, after I don't know how many years, 50 years, maybe 10 years over, they started find people dying from cancer. 13 already died. The one that was on 13 treatment, he already gone. And the 14th is on treatment. Brian Wako. He's having that radiation treatment.
And now you.
Now me.
The Air Force acquired the strategically located Northeast Cape site in 1952 and operated it as a surveillance station as part of the Cold War North American Air Defense Command from 1952 to 1972. Beginning in 1982, the Navy used the area as a White Alice communications site. Within an area that encompasses approximately 9 square miles, the Army Corps of Engineers contractors have identified at least 23 contaminated sites that require environmental investigation and cleanup. Contamination includes fuel spills totaling over 220,000 gallons, solvents, heavy metals, asbestos, and PCBs.
Is there a message that you would give the colonel and those responsible for cleaning this site up?
Well, I should say to the colonel and the people that messed up the village at Northeast Cape, a real nice, clean place. Used to be used by the Eskimos. Would you please, if you are not the enemies of us, please come over and clean it up before more people died of cancer. I will be very thankful. I don't want any one of you guys to point at each other, but work together and clean it up for our sake.
How many families lived or used the Northeast Cape area as a hunting and fishing place?
Lot of families. All the Galagans that stays there are all gone because of cancer.
The family.
The family. And the IS that stays there is already gone too. You know, I just thought about when he said this thing is not a risk for health and it's a small thing. I just thought about there were 13 of them already died from cancer. What are these, a murder or killed by the chemical? That came up when he said that that was small and it's not risk for the health. In my mind, I answer him like that. What are these? It's a murder or by the chemicals that people left it over there? Or are they just plain sick and died?
It's not right. It's not right. If it happened in Anchorage, there'd be such a hue and cry about it that the whole world would know about it. But my friends up there are just as important as anybody else in the world. More to me, because they're my friends.
And when we went out there this summer and you saw all the barrels and everything, how did you feel and what did you think about that when we saw the mess that they've left there?
It's the same way that we left. Nothing has been moved or do anything over there.
I mean, that time they were supposed to be cleaning it up, they didn't?
No, there's nothing has been moved over there.
Been about 25 years ago that we Annie and I were here in Anchorage, and we went to one agency, and this agency sent us to another agency, and this agency sent us to another agency. We went to about 7, and then they started sending us back all the way around again. We never got one agency to take responsibility or to give us a definite answer that they would look into it. Listen, 20 over years is a long time to just bang your head against a brick wall and have people treat you like your voice can't even be heard at all. And we get a lot of promises, you know, a lot of good intentions, but no results.
Well, because we were not doing anything to them. You know, we treat them right and we welcome them there. But I just thought about the higher Watsons, and they never tell us any samples or anything about it. And that's why I said, why are they keeping this thing secret and we're not the enemies? And I stroll up and sit up and say to myself, I will fight until I melt. Because I won't give up until I die. We're not the Eskimos, no. I am not. On my last day, somebody could take it over.
Annie Loa was diagnosed with liver cancer in December 1998. She died on February 19, 1999. She attributes her cancer, as well as others among the people who used Northeast Cape, to the poisoning caused by the military. She asks all people of good conscience to carry on, to hold the military accountable for responsible cleanup of Northeast Cape.
Well, I should say to the colonel and the people that messed up the village at Northeast Cape, a real nice clean place used to be used by the Eskimos. Would you please, if you are not the enemies of us, please come over and clean it up before more people died of cancer. I will be very thankful. I don't want any one of you guys to point at each other, but work together and clean it up for our sake.